Hi, my name's Philip Maycock and I've lived in Ashtead for most of my working life. For me, to live is Christ, to die is gain. Those words first became meaningful for me as a 17-year-old young Christian. Back in the late 60s, the Christian music scene was just emerging, and it was the title track of one of my favourite songs, played by a group called, perhaps quaintly named to our ears today, the Glorylanders. I went on to university and loved the experience. The melee of different philosophies and lifestyles caused me to re-examine my Christian faith and to come to a deeper commitment to live for Christ. Several years later, I moved north to Teesside and worked as a site engineer on the construction of a steelworks. It was a great job. I really enjoyed being involved with the building of massive blast furnaces, power stations and chimneys. At the time, I lodged with a Christian family. They later became my in-laws, but that's another story. But it was while I was lodging with them that those words came to have a particular poignancy, as their 20-year-old son was killed in a road accident. As I reflected on the uncertainties of life, their faith and my faith, those words came to me to mean so much more. And at that time I wrote them down in a piece of card and put them into my wallet. Now, nearly 50 years later, the steelworks is dead and gone, being demolished. My career as an engineer, consultant and IT architect is becoming a bit of a hazy memory. But those words have remained with me and are still in my wallet. The card is a little bit the worse for wear, and you have to piece the pieces of paper together and fill in a few words, but the words still have that truth about them. What is your life? It is a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. You say, if the Lord wills, we'll do this or that. For me, to live is Christ, for he is the bread of life. He is the way, the truth and the life. Christ came that we could have life to the full, and for me to die is gain. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes on him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Those words, the uncertainty of life and the hope and confidence that we have in Christ, came into sharp focus more recently. This time last year, my wife was fighting for her life and breath after a long illness. Providentially, and thanks to an amazing liver transplant, she is now enjoying life again, in spite of lockdown and shielding. But those words remain true. My hope and confidence is in the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. For me, to live is Christ, to die is gain.